Good morning, YouTube. Happy Saturday morning. A little overcast this morning. Had a little storm roll through last night in the middle of the night. Housekeeping. My pearwood basket pipe with some lane 1Q and good old Criver Adam Sandoval whiskey barreled coffee, which is delicious, by the way. I'm gonna try to make a quick video, but this is a cool one. There's a pretty good story behind this, so I have to tell this. I follow a couple of I don't know, antique or history gun buffs on Instagram. So I really like, the Brownings and Berettas and the old Colts, like small pocket pistols. So my boy comes home from work the other day. He says, he said, this, he runs a crew in construction electricity, and he's like, yeah, the kid that works with me just bought his first pistol. And he shows me a picture. And immediately I said, that's a Beretta, a 32 ACP, a model of 1935. And he's like, how do you know that? I said, dude, I want one. He goes, well, he give $80 for it. I said, tell him I'll give him $100 for it right now. And he laughed and he goes, nah, he goes, it's not for sale. He said, it's his first handgun. I think the kid just turned 21. I said, well, what, cool find, man. That's cool. So that was like Tuesday. Fast forward to yesterday, Friday. My wife and I both had vacation days. So we did some stuff around the yard and did some running. And my daughter and her like, hey, let's go down to the local gun shop, which I needed to talk to the manager, whatever I guess you call him. The main dude there. It's a family-owned gun shop. I think I've talked about him before. Cherry's Outdoor World in Ottawa, Ohio. So I needed to talk to him about a couple raffle guns anyway. So my wife said, well, I don't really like my Kimber Micro 9. She said, it's just too heavy to carry. Let's take it with us and let's see if I can find something lighter. Okay. So we get there. We go right into Jeremy, the guy we wanted to talk to or deal with. And I said, told him what she wanted to do. And I looked over in the other corner of the shop where the handguns are at, or most of them are at. And like I said, it's a family-owned business. So one of the boys, which he's graduated a couple years ago. I mean, I don't even know if he's 21 yet, but real nice kid, real nice family, the whole place. I see him dealing with a guy in the corner. And they have a Kimber Micro 9 out the guy's looking at. And then he has two handguns laying there with the bag with him, that he wanted to trade. And lo and behold, one of the trade-in guns he had was a Beretta m1935, 32 ACP. So, as my wife, I already told the other guy, I said, what are you going to give us for the wife's Micro 9? Because she wants to trade it in. I mean, so give me a number. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to listen in on this little conversation. So he gave us a number. I said, okay, yep, so it's your gun now. Then let her pick out something she likes. And I went over to the other guy, and I'm kind of listening in, and he laughed, and, of course, hey, John, how you doing? I said, I want that Beretta. I said, what's he doing here? And he says, well, he's looking at a Micro 9. I said, well, I want that little Beretta. And he says, well, you guys can do what you want. I said, no, we're doing it through the gun shop. Which is kind of funny because I found out that the guy trading the guns in was a retired sheriff from that county that we were in. Kind of funny. So anyways, he said, yeah, I'm looking at a Micro 9. And I don't remember, he was, a few $100s off between trading his guns in and getting a new Micro 9. And I said, well, my wife just traded her Micro 9 in. I said, so I actually walked over and got it. And I laid it down in front of him. Now, he was looking at just the silver one with one magazine. My wife's was the two-tone, had two magazines, plus a Legion Concealment Kydex holster inside the waistband holster. And I said, this is their gun now. I traded it in. So I said, you guys do whatever you want. But I said, I want that Beretta. So I'm not going to disclose any numbers, but I already knew what he told, what the kid behind the counter told him he was going to give him for that Beretta. So no matter what, I was coming home with it. So that was my very long story. Okay, so the wife ended up with a Smith & Wesson, the Shield Easy, the 9mm Shield Easy. That's the Easy Rack Slide. And I didn't bring it out with me because this isn't about her gun, but and with night sights. And she's super happy. So probably not today, but hopefully tomorrow we'll get over to my property and we'll do a little range test with it. But so we got done. They got all done. That guy, he did end up with her Micro 9. And so the kid behind the counter was like, all right, what are you going to give me for the Beretta now? I said, well, I know what you paid for it. He says, well, yeah, but... So we met in the middle. So now I'm going to disclose, not a price, but I didn't give two bills for it. And I've seen them on Gunbroker starting at $400 and upwards of $675. So take it from what it's worth. But yeah, I didn't pay anywhere near that. But I got a Beretta m1935 32 ACP with this Cordura case. And it came with a leather outside the waistband holster. It says Inter Arms on it, I don't know. And 2 magazines with it. And 4 boxes of range ammo. This is how it fits. And I've seen these holsters in leather for like the World War II holsters. I love this Kydex, but I'm going to try to find a leather one. They're 8-round magazines. And these are the first ones I've seen with these bottom finger grips, which is actually kind of cool because with the stock metal one on it, I've already watched some video reviews, and people hated them because that thing hit their finger. So this is kind of cool. Both the magazines have these on it. There's the gun. 32 ACP. So I had to write all this down. I did a little research. First I'll show you. It's kind of a pain in the ass how you get the magazine out. They're not made to speed shoot. And with an empty magazine, the slide locks back. If I drop the magazine, the slide goes forward. There is a safety, which has to be pushed forward for the gun to fire. That safety is also a slide lock with the magazine out of it. Beretta's open slide concept, which you see in all their newer guns. And the gun weighs, I don't know what it was, 1.39 pounds or something. I mean, it's all steel. Everything's steel on it except for the plastic grips. And we already know the gun's empty. It has a real long trigger pull, but it's smooth. So I did a little research, and I'm going to read it because I've got this messed up. But so we already know it's the Beretta m1935 32 ACP. They were made in Italy from 1935 to 1967. And it was something like 525,000 or something like that made. They were used by Italy and Germany in World War II. And sadly, but I did research that Allied forces acquired a lot of these pistols from dead Italian and German soldiers. And that's kind of how they got spread around. It's a single action blowback, course firing the 32 ACP round. All carbon steel with the plastic grips. Magazine capacity 8. So they were purposely built and designed for the Italian armed forces. However, it was also sold to the civilian market and issued to the German forces in 1944-1945. My serial number and There is a date stamping, it probably won't show back here. It's going to be real hard to read. But my date stamp is a date stamp 1953, which my serial number does put it between 1935 and 1959. So I got a guy on Instagram digging a little bit deeper into it, but how freaking cool is that though, man? I mean, just an awesome piece of history. And there's a little wear marks. I mean, obviously there's some bluing wear, but I'm going to say probably from a leather holster. Just a little bit of wear on the barrel there, but I don't believe this gun was shot very much. And I can't wait to shoot it. I mean, it's going to be, that'll be tomorrow too if we get out the range. So there you go. That was a little World War II history lesson this morning. So, and it's crappy out, and I'm trying to keep Mama from going to the Harley dealer because she thinks she found another bike, and I don't really know that I'm ready to buy another bike yet, but we'll see. Talk to you guys later. I almost forgot, so I'm back. So here's a 9mm, 115 grain XTP, Hornady XTP. And here is this 32 ACP with a 60 grain XTP in it. Just to give you a little size comparison. I can't even hold it. I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to be shot by it. And I believe, if I've read it right, like the 70 grain bullets, muzzle velocity is like 900 and some feet per second. So that's kind of like 38, special 38 plus P, but in a real light bullet. But it's still cool nonetheless. I will talk to you guys later.